Welcome back to our podcast channel.
And first of all, Happy New Year to everyone. This is the first podcast for 2019. I'm not sure, but a lot of people have told us they're happy that 2018 is over, and now we're all looking forward to 2019 with fresh eyes, a new perspective, new goals. And if you're all into doing New Year's resolution, I hope you all do them. So
I'm into that. I am.
You are?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm into that.
mine would be I probably just need to eat a bit more healthy, but I said that last year, and I believe the last 10 years before. We'll see how that goes.
But Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, everyone, how's your year going? We hope it started off really good, that it's been smooth, that 2018, if you didn't like it, is well behind you. So, now we're really in the middle of January now, and we have gotten straight back into our writing, back into our vision. So we only took a brief break, hence why you haven't seen our episode in a while, but we will be doing it now again every week. And so, Sam, what have you been up to? Because I know she's been up to quite a lot
Dude, okay.
compared to me.
I visited America.
She went to America.
I went to America in December for the first time. It was my first visit, and I absolutely loved it. I really enjoyed my holiday. It was amazing. I loved America.
Last time, and to interrupt you, when I went to America, I put on so much weight because I had basically all the food that I shouldn't eat. It was there, it was available, and I loved it.
Oh, you're on
Continue.
holiday. You're on holiday.
Yeah.
I visited Orlando. I went to Phoenix, Las Vegas, and Los Angeles. So
Did
it
you
was
gamble?
beautiful. I did gamble. I lost $3.50
She went hardcore, everyone.
on the
$3.50
on the Walking Dead machine.
How was that?
It was good.
Oh, yeah.
It was actually really good. But
Didn't you actually see The Walking Dead on Los Angeles, you said?
I did. I went
Yeah.
to Universal Studios, Hollywood, and I did the Walking Dead tour there, and it was amazing. I loved it. It was great. A lot of people were turning back because they were very scared, but I walked in there with a smile on my face.
So for the people who haven't been, because I haven't been, do you recommend
I
it?
definitely recommend it. I definitely go. If you have not been there, go. You will have a lot of fun. But then I was a very big child at Disney World. I love Disney World. I couldn't believe how big it was. It was
I think it's
amazing.
notorious. I remember I went in Orlando, and it just brings out your inner child. I remember
does.
they actually had a horror section there too, so I ran for it. Like I went directly to it when we went. It was amazing though. Like just gave you a brief background into horror, like when they did The Wolfman, and, Dracula with Christopher Lee. It was really, really good. I loved it though.
I even went on the scary rides, like the roller coasters. I don't know how I did that, but I did. I was like, you know what? I am here. Just go. So I went.
Yeah, see, I went.
I screamed a lot.
Yeah, I went on the rides, and it's very misleading because the rides that are for children. In my opinion, they're not for children though. So hence I was the only adult screaming on those rides though. Like we went, I think it's called the Tower of Terror, where like you're in this elevator and it drops, and
That was good, that ride.
yeah, they had like this. Would you say it was like this holograph image of Rod Serling? And I'm like, oh, the Twilight Zone. Before I knew it, we were dropping, and all the children behind me were laughing, and I was the only one screaming, thinking that we were actually going to die, because I remember my butt did lift off the seat. So I did enjoy that ride. The Harry Potter ride, fantastic. Again, I screamed too much. I lost my voice by the end of the day.
The man was laughing at me because I was screaming so much on that Tower of Terror. The man sitting next to me was laughing so much that when the ride finished, he said to me, wow, you actually made my day, because he was laughing at me so much. I was screaming.
There you go. We love to write supernatural horror, but yet when we're put in that situation, well, we're wimps, really. I don't know, but we did it. We did it.
We did it.
Yeah, so, we can give you a rundown of what we've been up to as well. So we have started to work on book 4, and we're actually in the middle of it, and it's really exciting. And, that's the thing. We love writing all of our books, but this one, because it's a lot closer to us. And we asked you a question a while ago if you could guess which iconic place was our book based at.
Now, this is a huge reveal now.
Yeah, so we can tell you it is based in Victoria. And we are basing our 4th book at the notorious, infamous Pentridge Prison. Yes.
Surprise.
So, why? Out of all the places, why would we put it there? Well, it is close to home. It is in the same state where we live.
And we actually did go on a ghost tour at Pentridge Prison. So for those who haven't done that yet, I do recommend go. Book your tickets at the Ghost Lantern website.
Yep.
and
Absolutely. You won't
It's-
regret it. It's not only do you actually get to be there, so it's really a bit trippy knowing that a few years ago, all those prisoners were there. So, and they were just walking there. It's a bit, you get a history lesson as well. And we were
a very good
were-
history
yeah.
lesson.
Yeah, we were fascinated. We learned that famous Chopper Reed was there as well.
The last man that was hanged.
The last man
Ron
that
O'Brien?
hanged. Yeah.
So there's a lot of history there, a lot of history. So obviously what happened was when we went out of curiosity, a story was born.
Yeah, we kind of looked at each other as you could say maybe the tour guide, when he was talking about the history, we kind of just looked at each other and we had this idea and we said, this is obviously we have to base our fourth book here because we fell in love with the structure of the place. It's dark, it's mysterious, it has this weird smell, which I told Samantha as soon as we walked in. And I loved it because I thought we can put this into a book and we can write it inspired by true events. The stories that we heard in there where honestly, I don't even know how there were prison guards there, but somebody had to do it. I'm happy it wasn't us, but we'll give you a brief rundown. Sam, you're good at describing things about exactly what is Pentridge Prison because we're actually in the middle of writing it and we will be releasing a teaser trailer soon, but that won't be until later on.
Much later on.
Yeah.
Well, we did just complete a teaser trailer for Flight of No Return, but with Pentridge Prison, now I need to go really, really way back. In Flight of No Return, Lisa Gates runs into a woman and she warns Lisa not to go on the plane. Now Lisa takes it as a threat and shoos her away. That's the last time you actually hear of Vivian in the story until the very end. You find out that Vivian is flying to Australia to meet up with her friend Martin, who is doing a ghost tour at Pentridge Prison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is where the story begins. She's actually on her way in book 4 to visit Pentridge Prison. Now, it wouldn't be a story without if something does happen.
We won't, I don't think we should say too much, but we will say that there's been a huge discovery at the prison. Hence why now Martin, which happens to be Vivian's closest friend, he has the pleasure of, conducting these ghost tours and showing everyone this major discovery that they've done, which happened to be by accident. Now, we've always said to each other now, our tagline is, not every cell door should be opened. And there's a big reason why. So you've got all these different elements now. You've got Vivian, that is this psychic medium. She's going to Australia for the first time. She is probably going to taste Vegemite for the first time, which I absolutely love Vegemite, by the way, and it's good for you as well. But, they discover something that's been hidden for many years. And, of course, like we've always said, in the world of the Night Owl Chronicles, nothing's going to end good. Nothing's going to start good. So it is a very dark story. It is also a history lesson. But I think this is probably the most fast-paced book we have ever written.
Probably as well, there's a lot more characters in the sense that in this ghost tour, I believe there's, including Vivian, like 18 or 19 guests. So this is actually new for us to write a book with so many people as well, so many characters. Yeah. Even though some of them will be just supporting characters, still it's a bigger book with so many other characters that we're going to do.
Yeah, so we kind of drew inspiration from our experiences when we went on the ghost tour. And, you find a bit of everything. There were people that were like at the front row with the tour guide that really wanted to listen. They were really serious. Then you had people you could tell they were a little bit edgy because they didn't know what to
expect.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know what to expect. Then you had, some people in the background of all ages, teenagers and older people that were like snickering and laughing and making jokes, basically not taking it really seriously. Whereas me and Sam...
I took it seriously.
Yeah, I was very intrigued.
I was very intrigued.
One thing that the tour guide, mentioned is that none of the cells actually had windows. We're used to seeing it in movies sometimes that, even when the cell doors close, that they can see there's some light. But for those suffering those suffering from claustrophobia, probably not good for you though to go in there because it's just darkness. There's no windows. You cannot see anything outside. So it's
Well, it's a good experience though. We are going back there again.
Yes, we are.
We have to go back there again because
absolutely.
We are in the process of doing chapter outlines. This is a major part of our planning of the manuscript. So
Yeah, how we put it all together.
Before we even write the manuscript, we need to do a lot of planning, from character profile to the plot of the story. How
Well, this is something that
It's a lot of work.
a lot of what other writers can relate to as well is that for us, we need to know at the start, why is this happening? So who is this character? What is her problem or his problem? Why is it happening? In the middle, plot twist, and at the end, before we even start writing, we need to know how is it going to be finished? Like, how is it going to be finished? How is the problem going to be resolved? So if we know those three things, we know we've got a good, strong story. But yeah, in saying that, honestly, from us, I think it's just an excuse to go back because we enjoyed it so much. It was, if you're open to stuff like that, sometimes, yes, it's weird smells, sensations, and all this. And I think it's because there's so much history there. Obviously, I don't think any good things happened there. You had people from small petty crimes to serial killers were in there. But it's, the tour guide actually, I remember, told us ghostly encounters that they experienced there, that the owners also experienced, and we found it fascinating. So we've based all of our stories overseas. So why not do it closer to home in such an iconic place? I actually remember when we were much younger, we were just kids, and we would drive past it. And I said to my dad, "What's that big building?" And he would say to us, "Oh, that used to be, Pentridge Prison." And yeah, it's like, now we're writing about it. Now we were inside of it. So it's
just to show you how much
fascinating
history it does have.
Yep.
It did open in 1850 and closed officially in 1997. So it does have a very, very big history, a big story behind it. Of course, our book is going to be fiction. It is a fictional story,
Or fiction.
but there is that element of truthness to it.
Well, yeah, it is partially inspired by true events, but just the way that we have been plotting and going along with the story, it is a lot more dark, it is a lot more fast-paced. I just think we really get straight into it this time, whereas, it's going to happen to every writer. You look back at the first book you've written and you think, wow, I couldn't have changed it so much, but that's how you kind of evolve as a writer. So, I feel like in book one we had a lot more explaining to do, whereas this one just gets straight into it. But yeah, they all connected. So just like I said, if you heard what Sam said about book 3, we had,
Actually, you know what's interesting about book 3, Flight of No Return? There's a reason why we wrote the third book on a plane, and this is something amazing you're going to find out about us.
I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this though.
And a lot of people can relate to this. Who has a fear of flying?
Or a phobia.
Or a phobia.
Like me.
And I'm going to be completely honest. You would never get us on a plane.
No,
Once upon a time, I was completely petrified.
Crying during takeoff.
I would have to take medication and a bit of alcohol to actually go on a plane. I hated it.
I still don't like flying.
What interests me was the fear. I don't understand where this fear came from. I think maybe it was takeoff for me.
I think it's not being in control.
Maybe not being controlled, but it got to the point that it was ridiculous. So we both got hypnotherapy done to help us with this fear. It was ridiculous. I felt like I was missing out. I really was. I wouldn't go traveling, no way. So we both had hypnotherapy done, and it wasn't straight away. I had to build that confidence to go on a plane, to travel, whether it was overseas or interstate, but I got there.
Well, I agree. We don't have the technology of Star Trek just to teleport to another place yet.
I wish that was around.
I wish. But listen, the reality is if you have to go on a plane, and you have to go somewhere, we both had to kind of just be strong and do it. I mean, we will go on planes now. Do I get nervous? Absolutely. So
maybe a little bit.
Yeah. I still cry during takeoff. But going back to the story, we actually put our fear of flying into book 3.
But the funny thing is, it's not because someone is afraid of flying, though.
No. See, the main character for Flight of No Return, she actually is a flight attendant, so she has no fear of flying. And just as a heads up, though, Flight of No Return has nothing to do with the structure of the plane. The plane is perfectly fine. There's no real plane crashes. There's nothing with the structure of the plane. The story is a lot more darker in that. She's a flight attendant. She loves flying. She takes her career seriously. And this is Lisa Gates that we're talking about. There is something on the plane, something else that poses a major threat to her.
Exactly.
So obviously, in book 3, we get a small glimpse of Vivian, who is the main character for Pentridge Prison. So in the airport, yes, like Sam said, she runs into Lisa Gates. Remember, she's a psychic medium, so she does see something following Lisa, and that only she can see. And she tries to warn her. Lisa, kind of says, go away, I'll call security. So that's the last time we see Vivian. That was, again, like we always say, merely an introduction of Vivian for book 4.
Yeah.
So now that Vivian has arrived in Australia, she's going to Pentridge Prison. Lisa Gates is 40,000 feet in the air doing whatever she wants to do, or she has to deal with whatever is...
But we always wanted to do that. Write a book, our third book, when we were trying to say, okay, where is our third book going to be based? And I remember, because we did have that issue about planes, we thought, let's do it on a plane. Let's really dig in all the aviation stuff that happens on a plane.
I don't think my fear of flying is over, though.
Oh, mine
I
is.
think it's actually worse now that we wrote that book.
It's actually a lot better.
No, mine's worse. Since we wrote that book, now that I know more about, all aviation terms and what could go wrong, obviously, if I have to go on a plane, I will, but it hasn't fixed me. So
Don't watch Aircraft Investigation then.
I did watch it. I didn't like it. So, or Seconds from Disaster.
No, don't watch that either.
I'm still afraid, but I still watch it, so I torture myself. But yeah, so just so you know how we've been rolling into 2019, we have been doing all the planning, all the work for Pentridge Prison. So there you go. That's the official title of our book. Number 4 is Pentridge Prison. And for those that have been there before, and if you kind of remember, the structure inside and all that, it's a dark place. It is.
It is.
It's very somber, and I don't know. I've said it before. When I say that it smelled weird in there, it feels like there's no air in there, and it's just, I don't know. It's like year after year the same smell. I don't know. It smelled like wood and sweat. I don't know what it was, but we're using that, everything that we experience in the tour. We're going to put it all into the book as well. And yes, poor Vivian, this psychic medium that goes,
on this tour.
Kind of wish that she never went on it.
Kind of wish that she probably didn't go, but something gets revealed and her world gets turned upside down, and she has to really do something before she actually becomes a prisoner of Pentridge forever. So Vivian I can't wait to start writing this, because this will be our first book based in Australia.
She's she's
originally from LA though.
Yeah, so she is American though, and her best friend Martin is from Victoria, so he's Australian, but she's a very complex character as well. We do show you a bit of her background, even when she was a child, how she became to be this person, this psychic medium who can see people, spirits that are not there. How can she hear things and feel things and know things about people? So she's she's a complex character. You'll find out another reason why she's leaving temporarily America to come to Australia. So it's apart from being a really good ghost story and from being really dark, she is her own person. But we're actually, I think the character that we have created, Vivian, I really like her though.
I like her. No, you know who I like? I like the antagonist.
Well, we have created the villain, but we can't tell him too much though.
I'm just so proud of you.
Yeah, I think you would love to hate him though, but
we've
already told you it's a him, so you already know that.
I've noticed I seem to like the antagonist sometimes, because I get very, very into the creative side on how to make them such a bad person.
Well,
and I really love it. I love it.
We did get that a lot at when we went to Melbourne Writers Festival. When we launched The Door, a lot of people came up to us saying, "Oh, we really like this, the girl that you did, Amanda Wolf." They said, "Oh, does she get her own story? We really like her. We really like her." And to be honest, I don't like her. I wrote her when I was writing a chapter about her. I thought, "Oh, I really don't like this character. She's like this typical teenager that
annoys everybody."
But it's like when we were teenagers, we all knew that one girl that was like that. But I really didn't like her. But as a heads up, yes. This is the only thing I am going to say is that she does get her own book. She does get her own story in the future. I do believe it's book 5. Is it book 5?
Book 5.
That's all we're going to say.
Can I say the title? Are we allowed?
Fine.
Amanda Wolf's story or her book will be called Wolf in the Woods.
Yeah, so she does get her own story. Her character, her story from book 1 in the door, when Josh Riley desperately tries to reach out to her and she doesn't help him, well, her story continues. And yeah, so she is in book 5. She's got her own story. But we've got a lot of, we've got all these books lined up now. And so now that we're doing book 4, we're very, we're busy, which is good. Busy is good.
It's good to be busy.
Yeah, so, how about you? What are you doing now for 2019 that maybe you kept putting off in 2018? Or is this something new that you've started? For me, when Samantha left and we took a really good break, I took the liberty of buying a ginger kitten. I did. So he's just this ball of fluffy ginger.
Should have brought him here.
Yeah, I should have, but he doesn't stay still. That's why.
You can run quickly and grab.
We have another cat. She was a rescue cat. She absolutely hates him. So like when she hissed at him behind the window, she actually fogged up the window. That's how much she hates him. So we're trying to figure out how can they get along, hopefully.
But he's a cutie.
He is. He's adorable. So
very adorable. So we hope the start of 2019 has been great, and I hope the rest of 2019 is absolutely wonderful for you. I would love to know if you have been to the Pentridge Ghost Tour. We'd love to know your thoughts, what you thought of it.
Or how about, have you been to any other ghost tour? Or are you interested in going to any ghost tour, or have you visited a site that has been deemed, paranormal, or that's got some kind of history to it? So, even if it's not Pentridge, I think, has you been to any other ghost tour that was like just really, really freaky, or something that surprised you?
We did go to
Williamstown.
We went to the Williamstown Ghost Tour, and it is more of a history lesson, but it was great. I found out so much about Williamstown that I did not know before, so that was a really big eye opener for me. It was amazing.
For those that don't know, Williamstown is like another suburb in the state of Victoria where we live, and it's beautiful though. It's next to the bay. There's beautiful boats and all that. And once we went on the ghost tour and they told us the history, you think, wow, I can't believe all of that happened in Williamstown. And you look at it now and it's like so different. But so we're happy now to tell you what we're working on. And yeah, we're definitely going to go back to the ghost tour. I want to actually do a repeat of that because I enjoyed it so much though. It's funny though because people were laughing and snickering on the way inside, which was like D Block. But once we were in there and they saw how dark it was, how grim it was, everyone just went quiet.
Yeah, the atmosphere changed.
Yeah, everyone changed. I
remember that. People were laughing outside, joking, but when they got in, once they went inside, it was a completely different story.
Especially where they showed us the place where they used to hang people.
Yeah, very.
Do you remember?
Different.
Everyone just went like really quiet.
Very
and
quiet.
Like, okay.
Well, look, it isn't exactly a nice.
It's not a happy place.
It's not a happy place. It's not. But it does have a very interesting history, which needs to be respected, and I respect it. And anything that we will do from it is a really good, fun, and entertaining fictional story.
Absolutely. So
I hope you will enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
thanks for watching, everyone. We will be back soon for the completion. We have been, if you do remember, reading some chapters also from The Door as well. And in between those episodes, we'll be chatting with you about everything to do with horror, paranormal, supernatural horror. We've got some good horror movies we want to watch, so we'll give you some reviews about that as well. So it's going to be a really full, fun year, and it's weird, but it's only January, and we already got an outfit for our dog for Halloween. The spider. We work early.
I saw it, yes.
Yeah, so have a great year, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week. And as we always say, everyone, follow the owl.
Follow the owl, guys. Bye.